Hello again, I'm the Sauceress for saucerecipes.tv, and right now I'm going to make another variation on bechamel sauce, which is parsley sauce. Now this is a very interesting sauce because it's made with partly milk and partly stock, and you can choose what kind of stock you want to use. So I'm starting off in the usual way, making a roux. This is the process where you put fat, in this case butter, into the pan. You add flour. I've used about a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon of flour here. And the fat allows the flour to cook in contact with the heat. Once the flour is cooked, it's able to absorb liquid. And I have just a little bit of milk here. I just used the end bit of milk that I had. In fact, you can change the proportions of milk to stock in the liquid as much as you want, but I'm just adding cold milk here and letting that cook in. It's important with making a roux to add your liquid gradually so that you don't get lumps, and keep stirring it up. Now I like to use this silicone spatula for stirring. Some people use wooden spoons, some people use whisks. It really does not matter. Now I've chosen to use chicken stock for this, and I'm showing you this because I want to make it clear that stock is not a bouillon cube or a powdered stock concentrate. Those things tend to be full of salt, full of MSG as often as not, and really they just don't cut it in terms of flavour. So try and get yourself something like this, which is a packaged stock. Or if you have a gourmet deli nearby that makes stock, and you can buy some of that, that's very good. You can make your own, of course, and that's probably the best of all. I'm cooking this out of my pantry, so I'm just using the packaged stock. And as you see, I'm adding this slowly so that the sauce, the flour, the roux is able to absorb the liquid properly at each step. I'm probably going to use nearly all of this little packet, and it's not going to take long to mix, so we'll just stay here while I do that. Now I said you could use any stock. I'm using chicken stock here, but you could use a fish stock if you're going to serve this with fish. You could use, in fact probably the best thing of all is if you are boiling a ham or corned beef, corned silverside, something of that sort, you can use some of the cooking liquid that you cooked the meat in, and that adds a wonderful flavour to this sauce, and it's a perfect accompaniment, of course, for the meat that you got the cooking juices from. So whatever you add, it's up to you. Now this is a kind of cross between a classic bechamel sauce and what is known as a velouté sauce, which is what I'm going to be showing you in the next series. This is a parsley sauce, and it's not as rich, obviously, with the milky products as a straight bechamel. So there's my sauce incorporated into the roux, and there's no lumps in there. Now here's my chopped parsley, and I'm just going to add that now and stir that in, and I am going to simmer this sauce for about 15 minutes. One thing that anybody can do to make their sauces better is to let things cook. When you add an ingredient, mix it in and then let it simmer for 5 minutes, just to let everything mature and merge and amalgamate properly. I'm going to let this simmer for about 15 minutes, and I'll show you the result after that. Right then, well, the sauce has been cooking for a while, and as you see it's become quite thick. I could thin it out a little bit more if I wanted to, but I'm happy with that texture. I'll just turn the heat off underneath it though. And now it needs a little bit of seasoning. As usual, salt, pepper, and egg. And that is a lovely, lovely parsley sauce that you can serve with your fish or your steamed potatoes or your ham or indeed a pork chop, something like that. It's probably best with fish, I think. That's probably the classic English way of using this sauce, but it would go with both a white fish and with a salmon or an ocean trout or something of that sort. So I do hope you try this lovely parsley sauce. It's quite unusual, it's quite beautiful, it's very, very pretty on your plate, and you can do wonderful things plating it because of its nice green speckles in the white liquid. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'm the Sauceress from saucerecipes.tv, and I'll see you next time.